Hello?
Hello, Jughead. This is Archie. Come over right away. It's a matter of life or death.
Oh, relax, Archie.
Attention, all true believers. Marvel Comics is on the air.
A friend of the unfortunate, enemy of criminals. In reality, Dan Garrett, a rookie patrolman, loved by everyone but suspected by none of being the Blue Beetle.
Boys and girls, your attention, please. Presenting a new exciting radio program featuring the thrilling adventures of an amazing and incredible personality.
Faster than an airplane, more powerful than a locomotive, impervious to bullets.
Up in the sky, look!
It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, happy Monday. What's happening? Robbie, how are you, sir?
Oh, I'm great. Had a great weekend. I'm excited to get at a new, fresh week. Happy to be here today on the EXP to sell some comics, man.
There you go. There you go. So what is the movie of the night?
Tonight, we're continuing our journey through the Back to the Future trilogy with Back to the Future Part 2. Part 2 tonight.
2.
Yeah,
I like 2. I did like 2.
I like 2 as well. It's probably my least favorite of the 3, but that's not saying much. I think it's better than most Part 2s in existence. I do love that.
I would agree with that. As I think I said this last week. Out of the 3, 2 is my least favorite, but still I enjoyed it. No, I thought it was a good mix. Back to Future 1 would present the whole concept, 2 going forward, and then 3 going backwards. So I thought it was nice the way he did it.
Yeah, right, I liked it too. And it threw back to the original movie, because he has to go back and he time travels back to the original movie. It's super fun stuff, man. I really like it.
Yeah, I thought it was all well done. So let me see here. All right. So shout out to Corey Ross, Marcus, of course, TJ, Commander in Beef. What's up, buddy? Barlord, TJ, Triple B. Let's see who else is in here. I think I got everybody. CJ and TJ. I think I said hello to those 2 guys. And somehow, all right. So letting Jay know that we are having all kinds of issues. So our Verizon phone line in the office kind of went down. Apparently, we have backup for that. So just as Jay was talking to you before the show, I got Comcasted. So what are you going to do? So tonight could be sketchy at best.
See, I just thought you were ignoring me for some reason, Rex. So I was just like, all right, he's in one of those moods today.
I could not see you. The screen went black. And then just as we started the intro, it came back on again. So I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. But the fact that the Verizon phone line went down too does not bode well. Okay, whatever's going on around here. Dash, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us, man. All right, so really interesting weekend. I finally saw Deadpool and Wolverine. Okay, obviously it was streaming on what's that?
What did you think about it?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I can see what everyone was saying. The irreverent kind of backhanded kind of slap to everything. The 20th Century Fox, like the Statue of Liberty from Planet of the Apes, I thought was kind of fun. There he is.
Are you still doing this?
What?
You still have a few good years left. Find something to do with your life.
So what the hell are you doing here? You don't even get paid.
I can't pick up my comics, and I hear you chattering in the other room.
So I was just telling everyone in the group that I finally saw Deadpool and Wolverine. All right, so I watched that over the weekend.
Very cool.
I did. So you jumped in right at the right time. I know you've seen that once or twice, maybe. Add another digit to that.
I watched it last
50.
night. I probably had
Marcus, that's somewhat conservative, don't you think?
Since that popped up on Max, it's just kind of on in the background, little thing.
So I really enjoyed it. Obviously, the irreverent, back and forth, and that was all good. I also binged because my daughter was watching.
You're absolutely right, TJ.
What did TJ say?
I'm here to load up my trunk.
Yeah, exactly.
It's new comic book day for me.
So I binged season 1 of Agatha.
Very cool.
Yeah. So
Agatha's a good show. I liked that show. I liked it a lot. Yeah.
It is.
It took like halfway through to really get cooking. But once it did, I was all in. I was all in on it.
I thought the ending was, I don't know. It was a little bit.
I like the ending. I think Aubrey Plaza was amazing in that show. Like she is like.
Now do you see why I said a couple months ago Aubrey Plaza should be Vampirella?
Okay.
I thought.
I'm telling you, my version of Vampirella, Aubrey Plaza.
So what happened in the last 8 minutes of the Deadpool movie? What happened in the last 8 minutes? You remember?
Oh,
you saved the day?
Well, now it's on Max. Go watch.
CJ, what's up, man?
The last 8 minutes was.
I only watched it the one time that I bounced to Agatha, which wasn't sure what to expect. When it opened up, I'm like, what the hell is this? She's a detective and, all that stuff. I'm like, what the hell is this?
They had a lot of fun with that in the beginning. She's, instead of mayor of whatever, she's mayor of Westfall.
Right.
And they're, they had a lot of fun.
They're muted. Do they realize they're muted?
Hey, you guys got muted somehow. John cracked the code with the Morse code on the table there.
This is going to be funny watching them try to figure it out. This is like a Laurel and Hardy skit right here.
Oh my goodness.
I like it. I thought Agatha All Along was good. Did you watch it yet, Jay?
Oh, yeah. We're into binging, but we watched that show week to week. Really enjoyed it.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I got caught up on that. Caught up on House of the Dragon. I hear Penguin's really good.
I still haven't watched that either. Penguin?
Yeah, I haven't watched it at all. I hear it's really good. Apparently it's over now. You guys, there you are.
There we go.
Back?
Yeah.
I warned you guys. I
Move that away from your phone.
I didn't. Nothing was unplugged. I'm not kidding. All right. So Penguin, I heard was pretty good, but I have not started watching that. So tonight, I'm probably going to go back home and watch the Dune series. Has premiered on Max.
Yeah, it has. And that's why I was thinking about Max, I guess.
I wanted to watch it last night, but just didn't get around to it.
I enjoyed the first episode more than I enjoyed either of the movies.
Really?
Yeah. Those movies were not. I know a lot of people love them. They were good. I'm not going to bash them. They just didn't connect with me. The first series in Dune Prophecy, I liked a lot. They'll be.
All right, fair enough.
I'm in on that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I'm excited to check that one out. It looks cool. Mark Strong's in that one, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just I just liked it more, I guess. I mean, I'm not going to speak to if it's better. I'm not the biggest hardcore Dune fan.
Yeah.
I really liked episode 1 of the series.
I think Dune, the movies, you have like two kinds of fans. You have fans of the first one, the first movie. And then you have fans that have read the book.
Oh, the Frank Herbert fans?
Yeah. Each one of us takes a little bit something different from it. But I could see if you're coming in cold with nothing but the first movie, the basis off of, it's kind of hard to follow because, as I said, there are intricacies involved in the book that is very hard to translate into film. And, I think the fact that he separated into part 1 and part 2 is smart
because there's so much to cover. But so much of that book is like thoughts. Like Frank Herbert would write about the thoughts of a human being as they're talking themselves. And that's very hard to translate into a film. Commander in Beef, I understand that. You know, without reading the book, it can be sort of hard to relate to it because you're trying to do something, but you're kind of doing it half measure. I personally, because I'm a fan of the books, I was a fan of the first movie. I was definitely a fan of the two movies that came out. But again, years later, after Frank Herbert died, his son with another writer, I forget who it was, tried to continue on that universe.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, they did okay. You know, there's a magic in what Frank Herbert did that you cannot.
It's really a Christopher Tolkien syndrome.
Yeah, kind of.
And I'm not bashing Christopher Tolkien. I think he's since passed, but the guy, his entire life is trying to somehow access the magic that his father created.
Yeah.
And
it's hard to do.
You know what I mean? It's hard to do. I mean, Tolkien is like a once in a lifetime sort of talent in that sort of literature, fiction, fantasy, whatever you want to call it. It's hard to just sort of pick up the baton from there and go. I'll be the first to admit, Simon Tolkien, Christopher Tolkien, there's another one too. They probably have much different insights than the average fan does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I would certainly be interested in that. But to think you could just pick up and say, you know, hey, my dad did this, so I could do this. I mean, that's hard for people to do in normal, you know what I mean? Like I had a relatively normal vocation of cooking. My dad was a million times better than I did, than I was. So I mean, I made a living, but nowhere near as successful as he was. So, you know what I mean? I can kind of relate a little bit to you want to give it a try and maybe you succeed somewhat.
Let me say this. I mean, I think that Frank Herbert's son did an admirable job in trying to do what he did. I read the books, and if you're a Dune fan, you kind of want to see it continue, if you will.
Well, it's a monstrous universe. It's a monstrous storytelling universe.
And he did an admirable job, but it was a tall order, in my opinion, for him to undertake. Yeah. So you're forever compared to your dad. You know, at that point when he was writing the rest of the books, his dad had already passed. So it was really, really tough. But I have to admit, I enjoyed reading the books, not the same way I originally enjoyed the Dune books, but the original Dune books. But it was enough to keep me entertained. But it did seem a little pale in comparison. I mean, that's not eligible, I think. There's no way you can get around that problem. So,
well, I'm sure a guy like Joe King would tell me, dude, please settle down. I'm a million times better than my father, because he loves doing that on social media, teaching his father or whatever. Right. I don't know if he believes that, but I will say that at comparable ages, I think Joe King has done some pretty amazing work in different sort of television, novels, comics. So maybe it really is just a matter of the luck of the draw.
Right. All right. So let's see who else in the room. Lyle, what's going on, bud? Let's see. Who else I see here? They just and Weird, what's going on, bud? Let's see.
I don't know. Stevie B said we're still having audio problems. Is it just
Are we still having audio problems, Jay?
Not right now. There was a little bit there that every other word was kind of cutting out, but it seems cleared up now.
You guys probably didn't miss that much. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So you're probably not right. All right. So
as long as they hear us for the important stuff, go vote for Robbie. Go watch his show. Go watch the other shows.
No voting.
What?
Voting's over.
Voting is never over when you're at Robbie's.
Isn't it over? Robbie, chime in here.
Why do we got to bring this up again? Yeah, the awards are already over. We didn't win anything this year.
You brought it up. Blame him. See, I remembered it was over.
John, we didn't win anything this year. We had a PCP backlash, and we didn't win a single award this year.
He is not award-winning Robbie this year.
I'm still award-winning. I just didn't win anything this year. But you just wait.
All right,
Next year's coming.
Marcus is addressing the 800-pound gorilla in the room. What were my takeaways to Tyson fight? That 58 really is too old, and it's kind of sad. It was obviously
CJ, that's right. Robbie shaming. That's not what I meant.
It was obviously a fix of some sort. I don't know which way it was fixed. I don't know, whatever. I regret staying up that late to watch a fight that was meaningless. And the best fight of the night was between two women.
Oh,
that was a good fight.
Maybe it's because I've spent an unhealthy amount of my life watching or attending shows for professional wrestling. In my mind, there was never a doubt that Mike was putting Jake Paul over for a huge amount of money. And almost immediately people found out. Tyson made $20 million.
Yeah.
At his age, he's in my age bracket. If some kid wanted to go over there and smack me around for $20 million, I'd say, come on, dude.
I have to agree with Lyle. It was just bad. It was bad. And
the problem was it was bad pro wrestling. Good pro wrestling is scripted to be entertaining. Bad pro wrestling is when you send your Mike out there. And to be honest, he's probably blazed.
So Tom Bishop, good question. Do we honestly believe that them flashing Mike Tyson's butt, was that an accident or was that planned?
See, I think that's the big winner of the night, is because now we got the Mike Tyson's butt meme for all of time. You know what I'm saying?
He looks like the Minion when he's going to the swimming pool.
Who wants to talk about Netflix's Comcastic broadcast?
Yeah, and they're supposed to be doing Monday Night Football, right? Aren't they supposed to be doing football soon or something?
Netflix starts.
It was horrific.
Netflix starts doing, and I'll tell you where I would be concerned about their terrible ability to put on pro wrestling. That fight was terrible, right? However, in just, 5 weeks, Monday Night Raw debuts live on Netflix. Yeah. They have yet to prove that they can sort of.
All right. Well, I don't expect
push the buttons to get 2 hours of live wrestling.
I don't expect it's going to draw an audience like it did for the Tyson Paul fight. So it shouldn't cause as many problems. But I have to admit, their production quality.
The first episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix is going to draw huge numbers for them, and I really don't think that they're prepared for that.
And they want to work with the NFL too. And so you're really going to have to figure that out if you want the NFL, because could you imagine the response? This is a fight that most people, they were excited to see, but most of these people don't care about boxing, right? People that watch the NFL, they care about the NFL. Imagine if this happened on Sunday during the NFL, man. That would have been, people would be burning the Netflix corporate offices down, man.
Because how much money is on every game now? Thanks to the betting apps and the relaxing of betting rules. Every week, what did they say is on the line? Something like $350 million.
Yeah, plus everybody's fantasy leagues,
has $1 in the game. And you're sitting there and you're waiting for your payout, and sorry.
All right.
It's just buffering. No.
So CJ, are you all right? Is there carbon monoxide coming in the house?
Why?
This is the Cowboys' year.
This is our year to hopefully set ourselves up for a good pick in the draft. So we'll see what we could do. They play tonight. I don't care. I'm done. I'm done with it. The Lakers are doing decent, so that's nice, but I'm pretty much done with sports until baseball comes back.
I know you like Grant, what's his name from The Flash?
Who?
Grant Gustin?
Grant.
I kid you.
Gustin.
Now. All I've seen is the meme with him throwing up deuces at a graveside, and there's on his coat they changed the color to be Eagles green, and on the headstone they put the Cowboy star. I've seen that 200 times today. My only disappointment was you were not one of those people doing that, because you were a Grant Gustin fan.
I am. Grant Gustin can't play for the Cowboys. Might be an improvement. That's all I'm saying.
How much worse can he get?
He can't get too much worse. All right, so I saw Stevie B was in the room, so let's jump to last week's giveaway comments winner.
And real quick, I'll tell you, I'll spoiler alert the Jake Paul thing, right? The guy trains. From what I understand, he's talented, so I'm not going to take that away from him. Is he a real boxer?
No. No.
Well, you can make the argument if he's getting paid to be in a boxing match, he's a pro boxer, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. Eventually, he will fight someone close to his age, not with an artificial hip like Ben Askren or whatever, and he will get throttled. And then what will happen is the money train will stop and nobody wins. The longer you feed Jake Paul these kind of, easy, like,
reminds me of Rocky
pop-ups.
3.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. When they were when they were trying to cover him with easier
What do you think is going to happen if he gets in the ring? He got in the ring with Ben Askren or whatever. What do you think is going to happen if he gets in the ring with like a Klitschko level fighter? 3-4 rounds, he catches a liver shot, the fight's over. People are upset. Their appetizers haven't even shown up at the bar yet.
Yeah, Corey, he did call Conor McGregor out. But the problem with that is McGregor is MMA. He's not a boxer. It's a different sport.
Well, he wants to fight him at MMA. And dude, I think Conor McGregor would tear that dude apart, man. So he better calm down.
McGregor hasn't taken himself seriously in a long
he's
time.
He's a different size.
But if you give him a $20 million paycheck,
well, right now, what's up?
Jake Paul will be put to sleep.
Yeah, Commander in Beef. That's right. Klitschko is a little busy right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just using that. I don't trust anyone with 2 first names, Jake Paul. But while I'm here, guys, if you have a second, please hit the thumbs up right down there. Helps us out, helps Robbie out. And make sure you're following Robbie if you're not already doing that. But thumbs up there. Thanks.
Jay, that's a perfect example. Jay just jokingly said, put Jake Paul against Johnny Bones. That's manslaughter. I'll tell you what that is. That's not entertainment. Unless Jones has agreed to not, just take the money and run, I don't think Paul legitimately lasts 2 minutes in a cage with John Jones. And I hate to do the Pat McAfee show in the middle of our show, but it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, I do remember Steve Vendetta, but the problem is that they're missized. They're 2 way different weight classes.
Paul is what, about 210, 215?
He's a light heavyweight. No, you didn't, Lorena. We're talking about the Tyson Paul fight. All right, so the winner of last week's. So just remind everyone, after the show, leave a comment for drawing the second giveaway, which will be announced next Monday, is Cherish number 4, and the winner is Stevie B.
Nice, Stevie
because
B.
his comment took a bash at the Cowboys. Sorry.
Is that why he won?
Yeah, that's why.
It's okay. They deserve it.
So sorry about that, bud. So I had to give it to our buddy Stevie B. All right. So
the other thing about the Conor Jake Paul thing, real quick, is that Jake Paul said that he would get in the weight range that Conor wanted to do it. So remember, he put on a bunch of stuff to do the heavyweight fight, right? So he can, how they do. He's talking about going down in weight class so him and Conor can fight.
McGregor fought at 155.
Yeah, he was a middleweight, I thought.
He was he fought at like 155. My guess is now his walk around weight with all the Hollywood muscles would be, he's probably about $175, maybe 180. There's no catch weight between 215 and 180. It's going to be a catch weight fight. The only chance Paul has is if it's a strictly boxing match and Conor just agrees to go in there and, put on a little show, collect his $20 million and be on his way.
Jake Paul wants to be, he talks a big talk. All right. So here it's very simple. Okay. Challenge the number 1 contender. Okay. In WEC, WBA, whatever.
He's not
IBF. Yeah, I know he's not doing that because he's getting his butt kicked, get his butt handed to him. We all know that. All right. So tonight's giveaway, hashtag, yeah, right. You're right, CB. Hashtag EXP Monday. And the giveaway tonight is an Iron Man number 139.
Madam Mask. Wow.
So that is a giveaway. You only need to enter it in once.
And Toys R Us on what was the last time you saw Toys R Us on anything?
I know.
That's a blast from the past, man.
They're coming back, aren't they?
I heard. Apparently the brand is coming back. I don't know if like the chains of stores or whatever are coming back. Apparently someone said there was always a Toys R Us area, I guess at FAO Schwartz. I can't verify that, but I read it somewhere saying that you're forgetting that Toys R Us was open at FAO Schwartz. And apparently there was a Toys R Us at some high-level department store in the UK. Like as a novelty, they had it there. I think they leased it to get the rights to the thing or whatever. But I don't think you'll ever see Toys R Us coast to coast, border to border, big department stores, snack bars.
Well, box stores like they used to be.
I can't see
that. Is something that was a go-to for me, because that was where I would go to shop when my daughter was young. You have an aisle full of Barbies, you have an aisle full of bikes, you have an aisle full of Thomas the Tank Engine.
Well, even Macys doesn't want to be Macys anymore. Yeah. I have a special place in my heart for Macys because it's in the movie Miracle on 34th Street, right? Every year, a friend and I, we take the train, we go up, we go to 34th Street, we go to Macys, we wander around, we go and we have lunch, we come home. It's just like a fun day to hang out and connect or whatever. We've been doing it for 35 years. But even Macys now, we have one here in Mount Laurel. Macys in the future has an idea of being a boutique type store with maybe some sort of little espresso bar or something.
Brick and mortar has to change the way to do things.
And essentially, they will have someone there with iPads helping you to order stuff from them.
Yeah, I mean, everything they do now is a brick and mortar store has to really change.
The square footage is too expensive in the parts of the country.
Preston, what's up? No, but now that we have 28 in a room, it might be time. Oh, no, just drop.
You know how many times people are like, why don't they build a Macys or like a Neiman Marcus in some part of the country where property is real low, like Western South Carolina or something? The reason the property is real low is because the income isn't that high. No one's going into Macys to buy a $300 sweater if you live in out in rural Utah somewhere where there's maybe 14 people in town.
All right, before we go to break, let's get the 10-pack and the grab bag and mystery box out of the way. So as always, we have the Dynamite 10-pack reader set, 10 random Dynamite titles, $3.99 cover price or higher.
I just watched Triple Value open the last one you sent.
There you go. Retail of $40 or higher, guaranteed. Then we have the DF revamped grab bag, 15 books for $10. Indie Marvel DC. Then, of course, we have the DF Mystery Box, 2 CGC 9.8s, 1 Virgin, 1 Sign, 1 exclusive, 10 random back issues, $200 retail value guaranteed, and we've got it tonight for $100. So, Round Guy, what's going on, Blake?
One of the guys I used to do business with is building a house in Utah. And he bought property, and the requirement was the property had to be at least an hour away from a major city because he's worked in New York for decades and it's killing him. And he said the property he found, it's something like a 70-minute drive to Provo, Utah. Other than that, it is just
nothing. God's country.
Or what he wants to see. It's there's some farms and stuff like that, but highways, expressways, any of that stuff, zero.
Yes, yeah, I know how that feels. Mr. Nope, what's going on? All right, so Jay, I know it's time for our first break. Why don't you take us out, and then we will get to what I know everyone is staring at, the Joker cover sketch by Jessica Court.
Jake Paul versus the winner of the ladies' fight. Oh my God,
he'd lose.
We'll be back in a minute, man.
Order Battle Quest comics at your local comic shop today. By this time in our journey, we had been on the trail of a very elusive creature for about 96 hours. But all the hard work is about to pay off. Oh, crikey, there she is. Oh, by the markings, I'd say this one's at least a 9.8. Oh, she's a real beauty. A true mint copy. Oh, this one would make a fine slab on anyone's display wall. Oh, she's a feisty one, though. Look out, look out! Mint Hunter Comics is the place to find that mint comic you've been searching for. Mint Hunter Comics, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, part of the experience.
Did you know that Arthur, King of the Britons, in Monty Python and the Holy Grail was played by a famous Graham? Check out another famous Graham by following our Instagram.
All right, we're back. All right, so this one, I got to tell you, it jumped out at me the first time I saw it when Mariano handed it to me. It is Batman number 357 with Joker cover sketch by Jessica Court.
Is she in the group? Because, oh my God, if you are, take a bow.
She is probably one of the few that I know that Dan would join us once, at least once. I don't think so, though.
I think her manager, or maybe partner, is sometimes in the chat.
Yeah, all I'm going to say is if anyone actually knows Jessica, tell her, OMG, well done. This
one, I got to tell you, jumped out at me like nobody's business. So it's just a retail of $149.99. We have for $70.
Robbie, have your intern ask your production coordinator to reach out to Jessica and tell her we love this book.
I mean, not this thing, okay? Yeah. Unbelievable. So don't expect that one to be around for too long. But
what's this one going for?
This one is going for $70.
Wow.
Oh, Corey, thank you, man. You are Santa Claus, but no, you don't need to though. Thank you, buddy. I would rather have somebody who gets this really enjoy it. Not that I wouldn't, but yeah, no. Thank you though, Corey, Mr. Santa Claus. Now I think I put out his last invoice, Santa Claus.
The Joker has not sold yet.
Round guy, the Joker has not sold yet.
But I really hope someone snags this. This thing's amazing.
It's just, I can't even tell you when I saw it, because I see so many of them. And, I hate to say it, I do get somewhat desensitized to it. All right, you got it, round guy.
Nice.
You see, it gets to the point where you see nothing but good stuff, and you're like, yeah, okay.
It's in that photorealism, that realism school that I really like.
It is just whoa, and I just saw that. So it's really got to be something significant. Not that
is an amazing snag, round guy. Wow.
Yeah, the shadows. I mean, just the whole 9 yards. I was like, whoa, are you kidding me? It reminds me of her Reverse Flash. Remember that one?
Oh,
with
man,
the eyes and the crooked teeth and the whole 9 yards.
Did we sell it, or did
or
Nick just come over and say no?
No.
My building, my book.
We sold it. That went bye-bye. I forget who bought it, but we did sell that. All right. Next up, we have Union Jack, the Ripper #1 with Union Jack, cover sketch by Dan Neilinger. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $65 tonight.
I was not a big on-board Blood Hunt guy. I gave it a chance. Almost everything I read was good. Even books I would not normally collect were good.
Thanks, Jay.
If you read Union Jack and the Ripper, this was Union Jack. This was super cool, and I really wish there was going to be more of it. I understand it took place in Blood Hunt, whatever. I would love if this had been a longer series. Seeing Union Jack like this, very, very cool.
Yeah, it was an interesting take on the character, man. A little bit more gritty, right? A little bit more grit to him. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've had a couple different takes on Union Jack. probably the one maybe fans in our generation remember are John Byrne in the Cap series, which kind of spun out of Invaders. Like suddenly Baron Blood is back and the original Union Jack is old, and the sort of the son or the nephew jumps in there, takes over. This particular version of Union Jack, a lot grittier. The guys dealing with like the vampire outbreak, takeover or whatever. Maybe, like I said, Blood Hunt was not my thing. I do not think things like vampires and zombies really belong in the superhero universe. I think it's too contrived to make it work. In this particular case, it was awesome. And I would tell people, even if maybe you're not a fan of that, go. Get it. Get whatever you can find. It's still out there. The story is great. This cover the simplicity of this cover totally works for me. It's a red background for Blood Hunt, and it's the Union Jack character. This makes me super happy. I hope somebody takes that home.
All right, so then next up we have a Red Sonia #1 with Red Sonia cover sketch by Tony Scott.
Wow.
It's just a retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $65. Tony Scott's another one. But I mean, just to Jessica Court, she just gets better and better. It seems like each month that we get stuff in, it's unbelievable.
I'm wondering if he used one of the. There's a pretty active Red Sonia account on Instagram. It features all the Red Sonia cosplayers, and I can't think of her name right now. But I'm wondering if he used that model as sort of like a little bit of an inspiration for this or whatever, because this particular take on Red Sonia is very cool. Not what we're used to seeing anymore. There's like, this almost has like a little. I'll tell you what this reminds me of. If Bill Willingham did Red Sonia for the Elementals, that's what this kind of reminds me of a little bit. I like that.
All right. So
yes,
weird.
Farrah Fawcett here. She absolutely does.
And weird. Jake Paul versus Tanya Harding might be a good fight, but who gets the metal rod? That's the question. All right. Next up, we have Space Ghost cover sketch collage by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we've got it tonight for $65.
I mean, there's a lot of Alex Toth in this by design. I don't think you can have too much of that energy. You don't see a lot of it anymore. One of the things I'm really glad about these revisits of Hanna Barbera several years ago by DC, now by Dynamite, is people are discovering the source material which they might not have seen before. They're seeing who people like Alex Toth are, and they're like, yikes! I'm like, yeah.
And this is perfect for the collage thing that they do, because it kind of gives it that feeling of like the old school animation, right? Where the background's a little bit more 100%. Detailed or whatnot. And once again, some doctor's office up there has got a bunch of Neo Geo. I keep saying that, National Geographic magazines with the pages cut out. I keep stepping on my own joke by saying Neo Geo. That was a gaming console back in the 80s.
Wow. All right. So then we've got Green Lantern Season 2, #1 with Guy Gardner cover sketch by Dan Nylander and Mariano Nicieza. And this is kind of collage in that the Guy Gardner is an actual cover sketch cutout against the green background.
Okay. I see where we're going with that.
So it's just a retail of $149.99, and we have for $65 tonight. All right.
Why don't we call the artist in here and let Mariano explain?
He's probably headed home.
As soon as I walked in the door and said, "Hey, everybody," he started throwing stuff in a bag. I'm like, "Yeah,
it's like I'm out of here.
I understand."
All right. Then we have Union Jack the Ripper #1 with Captain America cover sketch by Tracy Medina. This is just a retail of $149.99. This is our show special. First, Captain America was created in 1940. So we have this one for $40 tonight.
I'll tell you what I love about this cover. Too many people don't want to do this because they feel the body placement looks weird. I love the realism here. If your primary defense and offense weapon was a shield, you would be hiding behind it a lot more often. And I just think a lot of times they want to have Cap be in the Cap pose, right? So he's got the shield, and like this entire part of his body is exposed, yet somehow people decide to shoot at the shield because it looks really cool. right? I love the fact that that's exactly what you would say. If you were getting blasted by something and you had a shield, this would be you. And I think that's underappreciated. I really think it's underappreciated. Some artists get that.
You've given it some deep thought, my friend.
Well, Captain America is one of my favorites. I particularly like the fact that pretty much every video game has now made a shield a thing since the movies have come out. Like, I remember playing City of Heroes years ago, and people were desperate for a shield. And they were like, no, thank you. No, thank you. Now, every game system I see, both RPG, board, and video, there's some version of a shield for you.
All right, let's head to the back issues. We got a bunch tonight. So first up, we have Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare 3D from 1991. This is a 6.0, and we've got it for $20 tonight.
Innovation had some very cool books. This whole time period, I'm sure somebody has done podcasts about this or whatever, but there's a whole time period where I saw somebody list on Twitter one time, the top 20 comic book companies from the 80s you've forgotten. Some of them I had forgotten. And I don't know if you want to see their full-fledged companies.
You got a while.
More like it's an imprint being run out of somebody's house or whatever. But you kind of forget after a while. You start going down that road of, Kamiko and some of these other, innovation. And you're like, oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. Oh, that, like, yeah.
Yeah, good claim, Lyle. You just saved me $20, so thank you for that. I was trying so hard not to just be like, claim, I want that.
That is right up your alley. So that is your thing.
All right, that cover too with look at the blood splatter coming out of those bodies, man. That's awesome.
Well, hold on. Maybe this might be right up your alley as well. Jughead, The Hunger, #1.
Oh, I love this story. This whole story.
This is a 7.0, and we've got it for $5.
This is a cool book. Jughead as a werewolf, and that's a great Francisco Francavilla cover. No, Lyle, you take it. You please just take it. Just take it.
That's very neat. Holy cow.
All right.
I almost thought I was describing to someone Archie Horror that I remembered when I was a little kid, and the person literally had that look. I was at New York Comic Con a few years back, and somebody gave me the look of that meme. Okay, Grandpa, let's get you to bed. I'm like, no, seriously, Archie Comics, horror comics were a thing back in the day, and everybody's like, no, it just started with Sabrina or whatever. But sure enough, now with Jughead the Hunger, Vampironica, then he is like a werewolf hunter or vampire slayer or something. They started reproducing all the horror from the late 60s and 70s that you would pick up in digest-sized books about this big in the aisle as your mom was buying groceries and checking out.
So, Marcus, that's the best one of all. RuPaul versus Jake Paul. I like that one the best.
RuPaul would slay him. 100%.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not even sure if Jake Paul would fight again like that, because I think what's going to happen is there's probably a fat contract waiting for him at the WWE to kind of team up with his brother, because of Logan.
That's interesting. I never
Logan
Paul, that way.
According to what he said, Logan Paul has already made 8 figures from the WWE. And he doesn't have people trying to punch him in the face, if you want to believe those are real fights or whatever. Logan Paul, I'll tell you right now, Logan Paul is much better as a professional wrestler than Jake Paul is as a entertainment boxer. Jake Paul has some fundamentals.
I'll be honest
works
with you.
out.
I'm mad at myself for spending so much time watching it. The undercards were good. The undercard fights I thought were legit.
We all got caught up in that hype, man.
But I'm watching this going, are you serious, man? This is for real? All right, next up. This one's nice. It is the Sandman #1 from 1974.
Steve, you ought to submit that to Archie, man. That's a great story.
Kirby Sandman. Heck yeah.
Yes, Kirby Sandman. It is a 7.0, and we've got it for $50. Back in the day, 1974.
Joe Simon and Jack Kirby back together.
They got a hold of DC. Kirby went to DC, and they really sort of let that guy. They tried everything. I mean, he was on Superman, But you got books. Imagine pitching Commandy. Commandy's one of my favorite things. I've read it all the way through 8 or 9 times since I bought it digitally. And of course, I read it. I have the issues. I have a couple of the collections. Imagine pitching Commandy to a publisher in the era of superheroes. Kids running around in jorts, and he's got a dog friend, but it's a person, and he's got a lion enemy, but it's a person. It's almost like Sid and Marty Krofft level stuff. But because it was Kirby, they went, whatever you say, bud, and those books went out there.
All right, so we got to take our second break. Hang out. We'll be right back, and got some more back issues and new Dynamite books of the week and some ratios. So hang out.
Something is speaking to you. Buy more comics. Just at the edge of your perception. Buy more comics. Your senses fill with visions of vortices. 360 Comics. Slowly drawing you to one thundering epiphany.
360 Comics!
360 Comics! The universe is telling you to shop with 360 Comics. Joe's got amazing stock from high dollar to $5 books from Silver Age to modern, CGC, variant covers, and more. 360 Comics every Wednesday at 9 Eastern, part of The Experience.
According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into The Experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into The Experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below.
In a world where you hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel.
That'd be really great. Thanks.
Hey, we're back. All right, so let's do a quick Rex cap just to catch everyone up in case somebody joined us late. Of course, if you are watching on Rewind, you can still hit the submission form if there is something you are interested in. If it is still available, we will honor the price that you hear on the show tonight. All right, and don't forget, the giveaway is Iron Man number 139, hashtag EXP Monday, all lowercase. Just enter it once to win. Or to enter to win. All right. All right. So first up, Union Jack the Ripper, number 1 with Union Jack cover sketch by Dan Neilinger. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we've got it for $65. Then we've got Red Sonia, number 1 with Red Sonia cover sketch by Tony Scott. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $65 as well. Then we got Space Ghost cover sketch collage by Joe Delviato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this for $65. Then we got Green Lantern season 2, number 1 with Guy Gardner cover sketch by Dan Neilinger and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we've got this for $65. Then we've got Union Jack, the Ripper #1 with Captain America cover sketch by Tracy Medina. This is our show special tonight, $149.99, and we've got it for $40. Then we had Jughead the Hunger #1, and it is a 7.0, and we have that for $5. And then, of course, the Sandman #1, 1974, first appearance of the Jack Kirby Sandman. It is a 7.0, and we have it for $50.
I do not have this book in 7.0, so I'll tell you right. I mean, I have the copy I have, and I'm happy with it. But this is a nice little, this is a nice little bit of comic book history to have. I like this a lot.
And the cool thing too is, if you remember in the early issues of Sandman, Neil Gaiman used this version of Sandman in the story.
All right. So then, next up, we got Captain America #185 from 1975. It is an 8.0, and we got this one for $8.
I love the Red Skull on this cover.
All right, then we have Swamp Thing #13 from 1974. It is an 8.5, and we have this for $8 as well.
Heck yeah, you do. That's awesome.
So yeah, a lot of horror comics in this collection, I noticed.
Sounds like a guy with taste who had this comic collection.
Did you see this from Edward or something?
No, I did not, but yeah, it could fit, right? All right. So then we have Marvel Team Up #95 from 1980. Frank Miller cover. And we have this for $25 tonight. All right, round guy, you got it, bud.
Is this the first Mockingbird? This is the first Mockingbird, isn't it?
I was going to say, this is the first. Does it
I'm
have
sorry, Becky. Round guy beat you to it there. Sorry about that. Is it? I don't know. I didn't see it on Fandom, but
Well, Barbara Morse first appears in Astonishing Tales #6, but I think this is the first time she shows up as Mockingbird.
Mockingbird.
Yeah, this is the first time she shows up as Mockingbird.
All right, this one we have at 25. All right, so the next up we have Marvel 2-in-1 #1 from 1973. This one is a 7.0, and we have it for 20. Marvel Team Up. You got it, Becky.
This Marvel 2-in-1 is great. I recently actually did a video of it on my channel where I flipped through it. It's such a good book. Definitely worth checking out. This is a cool, and of course, I mean, the Thing versus the Man Thing. That was the first one they did in these Thing team up books, basically. Super fun stuff.
All right, and it's a 7.0, and we have it for 25.
There you
got
go,
some
Becky.
cool
You
stuff
got it,
that's
Becky.
spun out of nice pickup. You got some cool stuff that spun out of Marvel 2-in-1. The whole Project Pegasus thing, if I remember correctly,
that runs through 2-in-1. Yeah.
That one's 2-in-1. The Quasar, the Wendell Vaughn version of Quasar runs it. There's kind of a lot there.
All right, so next up we have Spectacular Spider-Man #90 from 1984.
Multi-Man. Oh,
it is a 6.5, and we've got it for 20 then.
This isn't first Black Cat, is it?
It's not the first Black Cat, but it's very early. It's very early. It's the very early Black Cat, maybe second or third.
All right, so then we got Iron Fist #15 from 1977. Creative team of Chris Claremont and John Byrne is a 7.0, and we have this one for 25.
The X-Men are so annoying and drama-filled. I just want to see Iron Fist throw them a beat and tell them to stop their nonsense and go home.
All right, got you, round guy. All right, next up we have Amazing Spider-Man #328 from 1989. This one's in really good shape, 9.0. Todd McFarlane issue. And we have this for 25.
Does he do anything after this book?
He has a bright future, this kid.
I think he's got a real future in comics.
Yeah, this is a great one too, because it's Todd doing the two Marvel characters that he's most known for, Spider-Man and Hulk, in one issue.
I notice a lot of times that McFarlane's name gets left off these sort of, social media lists for Hulk artists.
Gotcha,
And
Becky.
there was a time his Hulk was sort of considered, and I'm not, there were other people working that's like Dale Keown. These guys did a great job, but I don't understand how you leave Todd McFarlane off a list like that. I realize everybody has their favorites, right? Some are more successful than others, depending on time or whatever. I don't know how you leave him off that list.
Maybe people were jealous. I don't know.
It just seems weird to me, especially when these are podcasts where it's a panel of like 5 people and they're all comic book experts. Not one of you add McFarlane's name to this list.
Fair enough.
I accidentally found myself following it on like Threads or something. And I'm like, okay. And I immediately unfollowed it because I was like, no.
All right. Next up, we had Avengers number 181 from 1978. It is a 3.0. So there is a tear, as you can see on the side. It is Scott Lang's first appearance and John Byrne art. And we have this one for $10. Oh, which reminds me.
Wow, thanks for popping in while you could, man.
Oh, hey, Lyle.
Lyle's on Uber duty tonight, so he's
all right, man. See you next time, buddy. Do me a favor, John.
Yeah.
Can you pick up that Spider-Man right there? Can you do your Vanna White? Do you mind?
I planned on picking it up anyway.
Well, you are not eligible for this giveaway. All right.
Is this the one you want me to pick up?
Yes. Okay. So what issue is that?
This is ASM 210.
All right. So this one comes out of the collection. It is not part of our normal giveaway, but we decided we're giving it away because of the damage you see on the front. So it is a key issue. So whoever claims it first, it's yours and is free of charge, and we're giving it away. All right. So whoever wants it, just type claim and you be the first one, and it's yours.
Oh my goodness, that camera made me look like I had a massive crab cake po' boy for lunch today.
You got it around, guy. You know what? Yeah. So can we get that anywhere?
Around here, a crab cake po' boy?
Yes.
You can probably ask them to make it for you at Cajun Crawdaddy's down in Medford. They do stuff off menu for people.
Gotcha. Got you around, guys. Sorry, Becky.
I got one off a food truck today, which is, it's right on, they park not Washington Avenue. I'm trying to think of the other side of the access road by Princeton University. So in Princeton today.
I had a very, very poor lunch at Wendy's.
Well, it's West.
I'm kind of disappointed.
I'm sorry, man. You're at Wendy's.
I know, but I had errands to run at lunch, and
no, I get it, man. You got to do what you got to do.
And it was a drive-through, and they had the biggie bag deal for like $6, and you get the drink, get the 4 McNuggets, you get the fries, you get the.
Just last week, I was running around and I stopped at Sonic because it was right on the road.
I like Sonic, but it's too far.
It's not great food or anything, but it was totally fine.
I love
their new Sonic Smash Burgers are actually pretty good at Sonic.
Are they?
No lie. Yeah, they're not like an authentic great smash burger, but they're pretty good for what they are.
I tried a queso burger there. It was like queso and jalapeno cheese. It was fine.
I'm kind of PO'd at Sonic though.
I mean, as long as you understand it's fast food, it was fine.
I just love their cherry limeades, man. I'll drink those all day long. I love it.
Exactly what Sonic is PO'd at Sonic because I went to one of their drive-thrus and they were supposed to close at 9 or 10 or something like that. And it was like 8:30 or 9:30. So there was a half hour to go. And the woman tells me they're closed. I raise a big stick. I go, right on your sign says, you're open until such and such. She said, pause. And she goes, okay, what's your order? And then at this point, I'm like, no, never mind. You're just spitting in my burger.
You're getting special sauce.
Yeah, I'm like, never mind. So I went to Arby's right across in the same shopping mall. But I was PO'd, man. I was like, come on, man.
Everything now is subject to
availability. I can't read. I know you're not closed yet.
Everything is subject to availability now. If somebody has to go home early to pick up their kid, if somebody has to go home to give somebody a ride, they just leave. And you don't sort of, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's fair. I'm just saying that's how it is in the food. Especially
it's weird. I can't eat Wendy's chili anymore because I read about what they do. They just take the scrapings from the grill, all the ground beef scrapings from burgers, and they make that into their chili.
I don't know if that's. I know that's what's being said.
Are you telling me it's not true?
All I'm going to say is essentially when they form the burgers, I made my own chili this way before. When I was catering, I would do big buys of ground beef for burgers. I would get these 10-pound. They call them torpedoes. They're really called tortillon. And whatever was left, you're forming a burger. Some kind of forms off whatever. Everything has to be uniform size. All the little bits and bobs at the end, I would take the board and go swoosh into a pot with a bunch of ingredients. You said do the pressure cooker.
But one point here. You were a chef. Okay, I'm not trusting some 17-year-old doing that.
I was going to say there's a little
Just
bit
call
of
me
a
a little
difference,
crazy.
but the way the story is out there, it's like they're giving you toaster crumbs and like grease trap stains. So, and I don't think it's quite that bad.
Fair enough.
I just had Wendy's chili a few days ago. I think it's delicious. It's just something
well, for us, it's easy. You can get chili at Wawa, and so I can just avoid it.
Well, especially
and I'm not going to
now
Wendy's just for
that
chili.
the instant pot technology is out. 20 years ago, when I used a pressure cooker, people looked at me like I was insane using one of those in the house. Now every person I know has an instant pot sitting on a shelf somewhere.
So CJ, it's interesting you should mention that. I have never been to Ben's Chili Bowl. Now again, I haven't lived there in probably over 30 years, but there used to be one. I checked online. They opened a few more in the area.
Eddie, you're absolutely right.
Hard Times Chili, and it is a local chain in that area. I don't know, I know CJ, you're from that area, so I don't know if you've ever had that. Hard Times was awesome. They had, and John will appreciate this. Hard Times had two types of chili. They had their Cincinnati with the tomato base. Then they had Texas, which I never knew had no tomato base in it. Just beer and stuff and all that stuff.
Yeah, the Texas style is a little bit, Texas style is a little.
I love Texas style chili, man. It's so good.
I tell people
I never knew that existed.
Read what Texas said before they order it, because people are thinking chili in their head, especially from their Northeast, right? They're thinking tomato-based chili. They get somewhere with Texas style chili, and they're like, "What?"
I didn't even know there was something like that until the original Hard Times. There was only one in Alexandria. So that was the one I went to. It was always crowded. There was always a line every weekend, but I mean, it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. What do you want?
It's a collecting good moment.
If you guys love chili and you haven't already, guys, hit that thumbs up. We're 5 away from 30. Let's make it happen. Collecting dude out.
Robbie Roach, what's up, buddy?
Everybody thumbs up for chili.
Thumbs up for chili.
Absolutely.
I love that place. I'll tell you, you could get chili mac. You could just get the chili.
We used to have a place here called Anaheim Chili that specialized in like different kinds of chilies. They had like Serrano burgers, everything. Like it was so good, and they went out of business right after COVID. And it's like I still miss it. I miss it so much.
So CJ, the reason I looked it up, I was supposed to be in that area, and one of the things I wanted to take my daughter to was Hard Times, but the trip ended up getting scrapped, and we didn't go.
Fry bread tacos are delicious, by the way. Round guys talking. Fry bread is one of those things that's regional, and I wish it was global. Fry bread is delicious when it's done right.
So I gotta tell you that was my favorite chili place. It was always just, it was always so good, and I always got Texas. I even bought their seasoning mix to make it at home. Never quite the same.
There's a food truck that does chili, but instead of it being a tomato or ketchup base, it's a barbecue sauce base. And I gotta tell you right now, that's super tasty.
Yeah, I've been willing to try that.
It's certainly not traditional or anything like that, but it is tasty. And they finish it with just on top with just a little cheese, a couple pickled jalapenos, and a little bit of like avocado crema. It's not quite guacamole, but it's just a little kind of, and it is. I mean, it's a little pricey because it's gimmicky, but it's just delicious.
Let me see.
I always used to put bacon.
CJ, I've had white chili as well. It's not really Robbie Roach. I'm afraid it did. Yes, sir. The Joker went almost immediately.
I used to do a pork chili, and I would put bacon fat in it. And
be okay with that.
Everything, beer, spices, seasonings, everything would go in. I would close the pressure cooker. Hope it didn't blow up.
So I want to just to divert a little bit. So I used to make chili when my daughter was young. Every winter, I just, I would make a pot of it. It would last for several days. And I went over to my daughter's because I'm having hot water heater problems. So so I took one cold shower. This is the last one I took. That was miserable. And so I've been taking a shower with my daughters until the part comes in to get everything fixed. So the one night I'm there, she's making a pot of chili. And that that really made me feel very happy because she was making stuff for herself and her fiance that she remembers me making for her when she was young. So that was really cool. So stray dog plushies. All right, John, we do count them at the end of that, just saying. Hit the link for the backer kit. All right, and if you
I just want to sit on my shoulder, but I don't think it'll work. Oh, another thing about the way you pack these books. Triple B opens these like while he's doing the show. He needed like a blowtorch to get through the last book.
Hey, did he get there secure?
He literally had to pause.
Did he get there secure?
Oh, it was secure, but his show isn't 3.5 hours long, man. I'm watching him, and he's trying to do the show.
Marcus,
like,
that's not nice.
I'm super psyched about this stuff. And meanwhile, Triple B is practically going to break out a phaser to cut through them.
All I can tell you is we are prepared for USPS, UPS, whatever they're going to do your package. So we make sure we pack it to secure it.
Yeah, I mean, we're having a little bit of fun here, but yeah, that's sort of one of the things I like to bring up. I've seen some comments. I spend more time on Threads these days, and I see some comments. People really don't pull any punches. Like they're buying books from people. They're not happy with the packing. And I guess because they don't want to kind of razz them elsewhere, Threads has sort of become the catch-all for complaining. And I'm just like, and about an hour after I see that, I'm watching Triple B's video, and the guy is like, "Hi, I got this from blah 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 blah," and he needs like 3 men to pull this thing open.
Strange enough,
and then it's an edit, and he's like, "And now the books I got," and he sees everything.
So sorry about that, Triple B.
And speaking of which,
they're not damaged, are they?
We're joking around a little bit too. If you haven't checked out Triple B's show,
definitely do so. Please.
Just like Castle's Corner, like Robbie shows, I'll tell you what all these shows kind of have in common. Jay's Hydrosylum gimmick, the whole thing, it's very sort of authentic.
Yeah.
You don't think anybody is sort of, if you paid me $1 more,
Sorry,
I would do something else. You know what I mean?
We do that. I'm getting hungry too.
It's
hey,
very
kind of. I don't eat dinner until after the show when I go home. So that's why there's so much food talk. Dinner. What am I, Hobbit? Oh my God! All right, next up. Oh, this is another nice, neat one. Wonder Woman number 188 from 1970. It is a 5.0, and we have this one for $45.
The new Wonder Woman. The white pantsuit came out. It was.
Yeah, this is the mod years, right?
I really wanted someone to do like an Elseworlds or something where some of those mod characters were like, they remained. You know what I mean? Like you got a mod Wonder Woman. You know what I mean? I would have loved to have seen that.
All right. Next up, we have Secrets of the Sinister House from 1973. It is a 5.0.
Who did the art for this?
I don't know. And we've got this one for $8.
I don't know who did the art for that. That looks super.
Hey, Phil, what's going on, bud? Ostrich eggs. That sounds interesting.
A lot of that stuff is almost sort of like shock and awe cuisine. I was at a place in Los Angeles that was like the ostrich egg omelet for the table. And it's cool. There's like 6 of us and it comes out. And
you got it, Becky.
There was a ton of skill that goes into doing a rolled omelet with an ostrich egg. An ostrich egg is like, 18 chicken eggs. So you have to have a lot of skill. And the guy did. It was sort of like an Asian eatery, and the guy kind of did it in that sort of.
Hey, Becky, what do you mean by claim 99? Am I lost there?
House of is she talking about this Sinister House number 99?
Yeah, is this number 99 the Secrets of Sinister House?
Is it number 99?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so gotcha, Becky.
Well, the picture says issue 14, but the thing down there says 99. Now I'm confused.
All right, but that's the one you want, though, right, Becky? Just making sure. All right.
There's also a great universe out there where all the superhero comics died away, and comics are just horror now and westerns.
So it really says Luis Dominguez did the cover for Secrets of Sinister House. All right, so now, all right, we have.
I just like that. I mean, that's just good. I had not seen that. I thought I'd kind of seen all the different art styles for these sort of
Becky.
DC horror books, but I just hadn't seen that.
All right, so next up we got Batman number 221 from 1970. This is a 3.0 with qualifiers. The cover, the first 2 wraps are detached. The first 4 wraps are detached from the top staple. All right, so this is a definite reader's copy. And we have this one for $30. All right, next up we got Spectacular Spider-Man number 99 from 1984. It is 7.5, and we have this one for $20.
Who would have ever thought that Spot would have been a great Spider-Man villain in a movie? But they did it. They did it in that last Spider-Verse movie. They actually made Spot legitimately cool. That's awesome.
And I don't even know if he, you know what I mean? I don't, like the one Spot is not very cool. And then there's like the much better Spot that you're like, dude, you are like a master villain. It's kind of funny. I think when they created these things back in the day, some of these characters with cornier powers or whatever, like Molecule Man, they create Molecule Man and it's okay. Decades later, some writer gets hold of Molecule Man and says, who maybe has sat through a few science classes and is like, do you understand this guy's power level? You know, he's like an Omega level character if he can do what it says here. I'm rearranging matter at like an atomic level or molecular level or whatever. That's an insane amount of power. Firestorm was the same way. Oh, it's a funky story with a kid and his professor and they fuse together and he's a nuclear man. And then you begin to understand that, you know, I control energy and matter at a subatomic level. Whoa, wait a minute, man. Forget the baggy blouse and the flaming head. No.
Yeah, why has this dude just been blasting energy blast for like 80 issues?
I was going to say, all the guy does is do like, I saw one comic where he did exactly what I thought he should do. Like he did, it's almost like a Green Lantern thing. He just turned the air around the guy into brick and put him in a cage. And I'm like, dude, why are you not doing that constantly?
All right, next up we have Werewolf by Night, number 5 from 1973. This one is an 8.5, and we have this one for $20.
Mike Plug, man, good stuff.
Mike Plug. And
I did. Thanks, Preston. I did.
You know, when we talk about zeitgeist quality in comics, if you really want to kind of tap into that circa 70s era, read Werewolf by Night.
Got you around, guy.
It's good stuff.
I think you don't get a lot of that in superhero comics, but when you're starting to do other comics like horror comics, you really sort of, you know, Blade, Tomb of Dracula, right. Especially for younger, maybe people under 40, they're kind of wondering like what the 80s were about or whatever.
I'm sorry, Becky, round guy beat you to it. All right, so here I got another Werewolf by Night coming up.
I was going to say, you have another one?
I have one more, not number 5. This is number 21, is 7.5, and we've got this one for $10.
As much as I enjoy the Werewolf by Night,
got you around, guy.
As much as I enjoy the Werewolf by Night Halloween special from 2022, I would really like to see more of Werewolf by Night. Even if it's just another special, they don't want to go do the whole thing or whatever.
Oh, for sure. Like it boggles my mind why they haven't. I mean,
I'm sorry,
it was like very well received critically, you know.
Well, they've kind of gone with things which have made people not so. I'm pretty sure Werewolf by Night was got generally a thumbs up from the audience. I didn't hear too many people trashing Werewolf by Night.
Yeah, probably just part of the whole slow up that they did, right? You know, they kind of pumped the brakes, and it was good that they did that, but they definitely need to be doing.
I would not mind if they did another Halloween special or horror special, something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, out of like when you know we talk about the MCU and especially the shows kind of dipping in quality, right? But like during that time where they were dipping pretty bad, those holiday specials, the Werewolf by Night one and the Guardians holiday specials were great. Special, right? They were great, man.
That was great. Well, I hate to say it, but when they tried, like anything, when you try to force it, it's not a success. Okay.
So, Becky, our round guys are willing to give up Swamp Thing number 13 if you want it. All right. So, I'm going to pencil you in here, assuming that you do want it. Thank you, round guy. That was very nice of you, by the way. All right. So, Becky, if I am incorrect, let me know. But you are now the one who claimed Swamp Thing number 13. All right. So, here we go. All right. Next up, we got Wolverine number 3 from 1982, Chris Claremont and Frank Miller. It is a 6.0. And we have this for $30.
You got plenty of Wolverines in Deadpool and Wolverine, didn't you?
What's that?
You got plenty of Wolverines in Deadpool and Wolverine, didn't you?
Yeah, that's for sure. That was a really good movie. I saw what everyone was saying. I mean, he just was irreverent in every reference, and you know, the killing of Fox, and it was.
I was not 100. I wanted to see the movie. I wasn't sold how much it would work. In the opening scene, when Ryan Reynolds says, "You're probably wondering how we're going to bring Wolverine back without, you know, disrespecting the legacy of Logan." We're not. And instantly, I knew everything else was going to be awesome. He just answers the question like, "Yeah, we're not doing that." And of course, he proceeds to do the movie. And it's great.
It was well
I
done.
think everybody had that question, right? Like they did Logan, and it was a great end for the character. And for the most part, until he got the giant bag of Marvel cash, I think Hugh Jackman was fine with how Logan ended.
Right.
You know, and now you know why he'll be doing this till he's 90.
All right. So then we got Wolverine number 4 from 1982. It is a 6.0, also Claremont Miller. And we have this for $30 as well.
I had to explain to my wife, she did not believe that the tiny Wolverine was like, she thought that was just a goof in the movie. I said, no, if you talk to different people from the creation of Wolverine, you know, a few different people had their fingers in the pie. The original sort of precept is this character was like 5 feet tall.
Yeah. He's supposed
the
to
way
be
a
small.
Wolverine is small and ferocious, this guy was small and ferocious. And as the years went by, he's short, but he's not that short.
All right. So now we have the slab books. We got West Coast Avengers number 45, CGC 9.0, John Byrne art. We have this for $50.
They have confirmed they're doing the Vision show still, right? I think they did that recently. They confirmed it.
I know. They confirmed that?
I think so. Vision Quest or whatever. I think people thought it was going to not happen, but I think it is happening now.
No, it is going to. Well, I'll tell you, this Agatha thing, the popularity of it, the fact that it was good, has sort of pushed, I think, a little bit the continuation of this sort of. I saw a thing yesterday which was disproved or denied or whatever, but I wouldn't be surprised to see something like this happen. There was a Daughters of the Darkhold rumor that went on. It was trending in Twitter for a little while. And then, you know, they were like, no, that's not the case. But it's this idea of now there's going to be a Scarlet Witch movie, and they want to shoot Catherine Hahn and Agatha into it.
Right.
And I thought to myself, that you should absolutely do that. Catherine Hahn is an amazing actress. She's proved it in other stuff. She's proved it in this. And, you know, to use a pro wrestling term, she's over. Some of that other Marvel stuff is not quite over. So that's how you kind of push all that stuff together.
All right. So next up, we got Wonder Woman number 750, CGC 9.8. It is a Jim Lee sketch cover variant. And we have this for $120.
Oh my God! Somebody mentioned Vision Quest, and now I'm picturing poor Paul Bettany trying to do the peg climb thing from Vision Quest and Matthew Modine. What if they get like the Madonna music for Vision Quest? I'm not sure how that's going to work.
All right, so then we got X-Force number 10, CGC 9.8, signature series signed by Fabian Nicieza. Suggested retail of $125.
This is kind of floating around for more than that.
Well, that's probably why we have it $125.
No, I'm just saying if this is something you want to grab a hold of.
All right, so then final slab book of the night. Oh, and then one more back issue that I forgot to send Jay the picture of, so it's kind of out of order. All right, so it is last slab is Youngblood number 2, CGC 9.6. It's a flip book, and there are trading cards which are in the book. And
first appearance of Prophet.
Yep.
And we've got this for $35, which is below what it would cost you to get a book graded.
Thanks for dropping in, CIB.
See you, CIB.
Rob Liefeld's back on Youngblood, y'all. Did y'all hear that news?
I did not.
Yep, they worked it all out. He's coming back to do more Youngblood, allegedly. I'm excited.
Just like everything else, it's always about money. There's money there now. Liefeld has people who like him, people who don't like him, whatever. Okay, I don't care.
Well, there was the whole rights thing, you know, where like another guy wound up with the rights of it and this and that. And like, what good is doing what good is having Youngblood rights if nothing's happening? You get Rob involved, something's going to happen, right? So
it's the same with Supreme. I understand Alan Moore did a lot for Supreme, but in all fairness, as amazing as Alan Moore is, that story he told for Supreme is just the last Superman story. Again.
Robbie Roach, can you do 45, my friend? If you can do 45, we've got a deal.
And I absolutely, I said, was it Millskill? Somebody asked, I would absolutely put Agatha and the Scarlet Witch in a movie. That seems to me to be a no-brainer. You're already making the movie. You've already signed the contract.
References about Wanda anyway.
What?
From the series, there was nothing.
Yeah, this is like a complete. I'll tell you right now what's super interesting. Nate,
all right, you got it,
Post Endgame, more than anything else, and everybody knows I loved Falcon and Winter Soldier. Mm-hmm. The thing that interests me the most is the horror zone of the MCU. Werewolf by Night, the Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange. These are the things that I'm way more interested in. You know, this sort of almost pseudo Lovecraft thing with, you know.
I thought the Cassandra character was interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of there.
That was, yeah.
The straight superheroic stuff has kind of been done, and it's not going to be recreated at that level. Yeah. That's why I think Captain America: New World Order is almost more a little bit like a Jason Bourne movie, but you know.
I would agree. All right, so last book of the back issue of the night is Amazing Spider-Man number 132. It is a 5.0, and we've got it for $15 tonight.
Caleb wants to know, is the Guy Gardner sketch done? Is that still available?
Caleb, it is still available. Let me go back here. It is.
Yeah, welcome, Caleb. Thanks for joining us.
It is just a retail of $149.99, and we have it tonight for $65. So if you want to claim it, all you got to do is write claim and the book. Hold on, Round Guy's claiming 132. You got it, Round Guy. All right, just like Round Guy did, and then you will see pinned at the top of the chat is a submission form. Click on that link. Fill out the submission form, and the very next day, tomorrow morning, we will invoice you. Be sure to leave your email, otherwise we won't be able to find who you are or communicate with you. And we'll send you an invoice via email, and you just pay off of that. All right? So there you go.
EBB, I'm sure the horror people will know what I'm talking about. Not everybody's read this book.
You got it.
But if they're talking about future projects for Disney, 6 episodes, 8 episodes, whatever, the first thing I'm putting out there, and again, this is going to come weird for me because I'm like a traditional superhero guy, Strange Academy. That's the first thing I put out there, which would be like New Mutants, but done correctly.
I think they should do an animated series directed more towards a younger audience for Strange Academy. I think that'd be a great idea.
That would work as well. I don't think that property should be allowed to languish.
I agree.
I really think Marvel should be, like
it's basically a Marvel Harry Potter is what it is. Instead
of Justice League Dark, it's sort of like a dark MCU. And I think
it's too bad you don't know the publisher there.
Right. I will take credit for many of these Dynamites being published or things that I've nagged Nick about in the past.
I know you will. I didn't just meet you, John.
It was funny. I said something like that on Twitter, and somebody was like, "Really, you're responsible?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm taking credit. I'm not saying I'm responsible." That's a big difference.
All right, so let's do a Rex cap before we go to our last and final break. All right, so starting with giveaway. Tonight's giveaway is Iron Man number 139. All you got to do is enter in the hashtag EXP Monday, all lowercase. Enter it one time in chat, and you will be entered for the drawing at the end of the show. So as always, we have Dynamite 10-pack Reader set, 10 random Dynamite titles, $3.99 cover price or higher. And as always, we have it for $5 to the group. Then we have Dynamic Forces Grab Bag, 15 books for $10. They will be Indie, Marvel, DC. So we have that available tonight. Then we have Dynamic Forces Mystery Box. It will include 2 CGC 9.8s, 1 virgin cover, 1 signed cover, 1 exclusive cover, and 10 back issues. Guaranteed minimum retail value of $200, and we got it tonight for $100. Hey, Lewis. All right, so then we still have of the sketch covers, Union Jack the Ripper #1 with Union Jack cover sketch by Dan Nylinger. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we have for $65. Then we've got Red Sonia #1 with Red Sonia cover sketch by Tony Scott. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we have that for $65. Then we got Space Ghost cover sketch collage by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we've got that for $65. Then we got Union Jack the Ripper #1 with Captain America cover sketch by Tracy Medina. This is our show special, and we have it for $40. Just a retail of $149.99. We have this one for $40. All right, then we still have the back issues. Jughead, the Hunger #1 is the 7.0, and we have this for $5. Then we have Sandman #1 from 1974, the Jack Kirby Sandman, first appearance of the Jack Kirby Sandman.
This is so cool.
It is a 7.0, and we have this for $50. Then we've got Captain America #185 from 1975. It is an 8.0, and we have this for $8. Then we got Spectacular Spider-Man #90 from 1984. It is a 6.5, and we have it for $20. Then we've got Avengers #181 from 1978. Scott Lang first appearance, John Bernhardt. It is a 3.0, and we've got this for $10. All right, Dwayne, gotcha, bud. Gotcha, Dwayne. All right. We still have a Wonder Woman #188 from 1970 is a 5.0, and we have this for $45. All right, then we've got Batman #221 from 1970 is a 3.0 with qualifiers. The first 2 wraps are detached. The first 4 wraps are detached from the top staple is missing, and we have this for $30. And then we have a Wolverine #3 from 1982, Chris Claremont and Frank Miller. It's a 6.0, and we have this for $30. Then we have a Wolverine #4 from 1982, also Claremont Miller, also a 6.0, and we have this for 30. Then out of the slabs, we got Wonder Woman number 750, CGC 9.8, Jim Lee sketch cover variant. We have this for 120. Then we have X-Force number 10, CGC 9.8 signature series signed by Fabian Nicieza. We have this for 125. And then we have Youngblood number 2, CGC 9.6. It is a flip book. Trading cards are still in there. And we have this for 35, lower than what it costs you to send something away to CGC to be graded.
Do we have another break now?
We do. So we can go to our last and final break. When we come back, we'll do the ratios and the Dynamite books of the week, which will be released Wednesday. All right, so hang out for some more.
What do you call the place on Spider-Man's wrists where the webs come out? His website. I hate myself for writing that joke, but you'd make me feel so much better if you just visited our website. We have links to our merch, new release lists, all the show info, and so much more. TheEXPLive.com.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance. A song of romanticized darkness, dreaming death by sleep.
Whoa. Whoa. Did you miss it? Yeah, they can go by pretty fast. Let's slow down the footage.
Welcome. It's time to skim some comics. Miles Morales Spider-Man, I will just tell you that Miles is very important in his role as a vampire. So.
It's fine. If you like Hercules, read it. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. It's fine.
The art is still stunning. There's a panel, little spoiler, there's a panel in this where Chitauri first hits Lion-O, and he is the best "did she really just hit me" face I've ever seen put in a comic book.
Wow, live reviews of new comic books so you can be ready for New Comic Book Day. What is this? Oh, I see. It's Minute to Skim It. Part of the experience.
All right, we're back. All right. Back. So let's go to the ratios. All right. So these, some may have seen it last week. All right. So first up, we got Action Comics number 1075, 125 ratio by Ibrahim Mustafa. We only have one of these available tonight at $10. All right. Then next up, we got Amazing Spider-Man Volume 6, number 61. 1/100 ratio by Paolo Matura, Disney's What If cover.
I'm embarrassed at how much I enjoy these Marvel Disney things. It's just, I like, really, you're like, really? I just love this stuff.
They sell very well at my shop. Very well.
It's kind of neat. I mean,
hey, the first one I got because we got some premiere package at the Franklin Institute.
What I don't understand is it's Amazing Spider-Man number 61, but they have an Avengers cover to it. Just I don't understand why they do it that way. Anyway,
they're all amazing Spider-Man variants, right? And it's like that's the one thing amongst retailers that kind of upsets us is it's hard to shelf and people get confused. Consumers get confused by it for sure.
Right.
I'm sure they have a reason to do it, but their reason for doing it is probably never as good as the retailer's reason of saying, please stop doing that.
All right, next up we have G.I. Joe #1, 110 ratio by David Nakayama.
Yeah, that guy just doesn't mess.
He does not.
Last 4 or 5 years, maybe, just literally everything the guy touches is money.
And we have this for $8 tonight.
He's done a lot of different stuff, too. It's not like he's just like on 1 or 2 books.
All right, then we have G.I. Joe #1, 125 ratio by Jeff Spokes. And we have this for $15. All right. So then, all right. So then we have G.I. Joe #1, 150 ratio from E.J. Sue, and we have this for $25.
One of the top selling comics of the year. It was great. I loved this book.
1 in 10. Okay, gotcha, Becky. Come on. Becky wants a 1 in 10.
Well, we see it here at Dynamite, but we also see it elsewhere. Everything from that golden era of G.I. Joe, Transformers, Thundercats, from that general period, people are obviously wanting. I mean,
nostalgia.
Thundercats, Space Ghost, Johnny Quest. I mean, how much of that stuff is Dynamite selling? And then you slide on over to, this whole sort of universe they've created.
I do, Triple B. You want one? I do have another 1 in 10.
I have not seen.
I'm going to assume that you do, so I am going to go ahead and pencil you in, bud.
I just haven't seen a single creditable negative review of any of these.
Got Triple B. I'm sorry. Say it.
No, I was going to say the G.I. Joe, Transformers type stuff, Energon Universe. I haven't seen a single creditable criticism of these. Yeah, sure, it's always the same nonsense people who complain about, pizza's too delicious. I hate it. Okay, that's why you've told me all I need to know. But any sort of reliable or reasonable review of these, the entire sort of Energon, nobody has a problem with.
You need 4 10-packs. Got Triple B. So Triple B.
Each one to be dipped in amber, so he'll need a cold laser to cut through it live on the show.
Dipped in amber. Got it. So wait, I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
Okay. Because I realize in all these years, and I really love pizza. I do all kinds. Okay. Chicago style deep dish, Neapolitan, thin. I love all pizza. Okay?
Yeah, I just don't have a problem with pizza. I don't understand the argument.
I never had a Detroit style pizza. Is there anywhere in our area that we can get that?
Yeah, Polizzi's Brick Oven Pizza. It's down in Gloucester County.
Oh, that's far. It's not as far as Detroit, but
I thought it was worth it. Bricko's had it as a special.
I'm not retired. Just so you're not confused.
Bricko's had it as a special. You want to take your daughter
so
there
what
on
is
the
the difference?
weekend.
What is the difference between a Detroit and a Chicago deep dish?
Well,
sorry everyone. These are really important things I thought about yesterday.
If there's somebody from Detroit in the chat who wants to sort of clarify this,
somebody is from Detroit. Who is?
Don't they put the sauce on the top at Detroit, right? It's like a pan pizza. The sauce is kind of on the top.
The dough is different too. When you start getting into the culinary science, the hydration point of it, the dough is different. You get Chicago pizza is meant to be, and here in the New York area, they use the term New York.
It's
New
a
Jersey.
Damn quiche. Is what
it's a quiche. It's a pizza cake. We're going to Chicago. We're getting pizza. I'm super happy. We go to C2E2. It's Lou Malnati's. Let's go.
I was in Chicago the first time I had a genuine Giordano's deep dish Chicago style pizza. We were there. And we went in, we're all from the Northeast. It was for a trade show. And we ordered the pizzas. And we ordered way too much because we ordered a New Jersey pizza or something like that, right? And when they came out, I'm like, holy crap, it's like a quiche, dude.
I was in Chicago for Comic-Con 8 or 9 years ago, 6 of us. We ordered 4 large pizzas. And the first one that came to our table, this was at Lou Malnati's, came down, and the first one that hits the table hits with a thud. And I immediately knew we were in trouble because the pizzas were already bought and paid for. And everybody's sitting, and like you take that first slice.
Yeah,
and
Weir's from Troy or Detroit.
Yeah, area. There's a whole bunch of different things. What's different about Detroit pizza from Chicago pizza? Almost everything. Shape, texture, the build.
See, I really want to try. That's the one thing that I really
Polizzi's is a half-hour ride. You're gonna need your daughter to take care of you in your dotage in 3 years. So you probably want to take her down there.
Thanks, John.
And
that's really helpful.
The guy who runs the place actually went out to Chicago for a little while.
Suicide hotline work may not be for you, my friend. Unless the goal is to get him to jump. Okay?
I'm feeling sad. How old are you?
So, sorry, I was sitting at home watching probably Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine. Was thinking, my God, I really want to try Detroit style pizza. I said, I got to ask John on Monday.
There are certain style pizzas in
That's
this country that have sort of been forgotten about. Denver has their own style of pizza. In parts of Ohio, they do the sauce all the way out to the crust in certain places.
Yeah, I know there are different styles, but there are some main styles. You know what I mean?
Altoona pizza is... People making Altoona pizza should be arrested. It's something about uncooked American cheese slices on top of it. It starts as like a Philly tomato pie, and then it just gets worse from there. And I'm like,
is that what it is?
It's not good. And they love it. There's an entire Facebook group dedicated to Nipa Pizza, which is Northeast Pennsylvania pizza. They love it. And I'm just like, stop.
This looks like you're just using sandwich stuff to make like a homemade pizza is what it looks like.
Thank you.
They are one step away from like bologna and cheese on like a crust. Here you go. And I get it. When over the years when I was younger and I was wasted, I ate a lot of things I probably wasn't proud of because that was what was in the fridge. The only thing I wouldn't eat is the baking powder in the back. But when you go out of your way to open a business and you're watching people doing like craft singles and Lebanon bologna on like a focaccia or something in this, no. People, I love the sweet sauce on pizza. Well, hold on a second. The sauce isn't supposed to be sweet. You just want ketchup and bread now. I understand that. Essentially, when you tell me, oh, I like it cheesy and I like it sweet and I like it saucy, you want grilled cheese and tomato soup. You don't want pizza.
Oh, Dwayne, that's mean. True, but mean.
Oh, my God.
Did they get tickets to Tyson and Paul? That's the question. All right. Continuing on, now that I've had that question answered for me, I have to go all the way half an hour to Gloucester to get the...
all the way half an hour?
Yeah, it's far.
Don't you travel halfway across the country to watch other people play softball? You don't even play.
No, I coach. But
all right, that's true.
Now, I do generally get to go with my daughter. So is Robbie Roach still in the room? Just curious. I don't know
that's
if he
a nice
dropped out.
perk too, though. You get to spend time with your dog. That's actually
like
a nice benefit.
Yeah, it is. It is. I miss it. So Robbie, if you're still in the room, let me know because I want to update you on something. So, about to lean down. She's back to me else.
Every little kid expects it to be pizza.
Yeah,
at least it is something because the way we pronounce pizza and pizza. I guarantee you right now, in Italy, they don't get that joke at all. And here, we're like, yeah, everybody.
All right, so next up, we got Psylocke, Volume 2, Number 1, 125 ratio by Yasmin Putri. And we have this for $10.
I'll also point out, here in New Jersey, we're super spoiled.
Yes,
everything is very close, and we have a hyper density of good pizza here. Literally from the top to the bottom of the state, from the river to the ocean.
We do.
People who live in a state like Kentucky, if they were told to drive a half hour for great pizza, there would be a question of if. It would be get in the truck, we're going.
And it turns out to be a Papa John's.
All I'm saying is that we're so spoiled here. Driving 30 minutes for good pizza is nothing.
All right, so Robbie Roach, I wanted to update you because you've been a supporter of Mystics. So I am coaching again without my daughter, which is really sad. But I am not head coach, so I am helping out with one of the 18U teams and the 12U team. So I just want to let you know that. I couldn't give it up. So that was about it. But as you say, John, we are really spoiled here in the Northeast. We turn our nose up to things like Papa John's, Domino's. You know, we are so spoiled.
Yeah, I mean, you get to New Hampshire, even though it's the Northeast, New Hampshire is super psyched to get like an Anthony's coal-fired pizza.
Right.
And we're just like, yeah, what? That's prison food. No. And you know what I mean? It's just, on the flip side, I bet if we went to visit Robbie at his store, we'd hop in a truck and he would know 2, 3, 4, 5 places for barbecue and, you know, what I like to call down home South food. You know, that stuff you just want. You know what I mean? Buttermilk fried chicken, these kind of things. I drive to Columbus from here, which is almost a half hour, to get really good fried chicken. I don't think anything of it. I shoot out to Columbus, get the chicken.
Because you're a retired man. Okay.
No, even when I was working, I would sort of look at where I was going to be and find a way to sort of, you know, shoot around a little bit. And I think that, you know, it depends on, like, you're at this point in your life, right? Your daughter's grown. For you to hop in the car, grab a large coffee, shoot down there, get a pizza, come back, turn on the ball game, to me, that's a great day. Like, if I lived alone and didn't have endless calls from pseudo friends and in-laws, that would be like joy to me. I get a hookup for a place.
I will take my daughter and her fiance out there because I do want to try Detroit style. Just, it seems so different. All the pics I see look good. So it seems like it's always got pepperoni on it, though. I noticed that. All the pictures I see.
The pepperoni thing is a Polizzi's thing. I don't think that's a Detroit thing.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, I've been to Detroit, I think, twice in my life, and not recently at all.
There's always good fried chicken place somewhere. You just got to look, man.
No, but what I'm saying is if we go down to Robbie's neck of the woods, or if we go somewhere else, they'll have stuff close to them. And a half-hour ride.
You're right.
I mean, look at the size of New Jersey versus Alabama.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Alabama's
like if y'all came here, we would drive like 30, 40 minutes to go get some good barbecue. Is what we
see. It's exactly. Texas, where I tend to go a lot for ATX TV, great con out there, by the way. But we stay right in Austin, and we stay at the hotel attached to the convention center. People think nothing of telling you, oh, hey, look, man, go out here, go out there, do this. Everything in a city that size, Texas is so big, half hour is like, you know, nobody even blinks at that. Here, it's like 1/2 of an hour, and you know, we act like we're you know.
The problem is most of it's unfortunately spent in traffic. It's not distance, it's traffic that's making you wait to have.
Well, the first time we went to Austin, we had to try the salt because it's on Food Network or whatever, and they said, oh, it's just whatever, blah blah. Or maybe Dallas, I feel. Anyway, it was like 45-minute ride because of traffic. Was the food worth it? Yes. Oh my God, yes. The food was literally, that's one of those things where I stuffed myself.
748. All right, let me get to the rest of the books. All right. So then the last ratio of night, Psylocke Volume 4, number 1, 150 ratio from Tran Nguyen. And we've only got one of these for $20. All right, so books, Dynamite books from last week, Terminator number 2. Most of the covers are cover price at $4.99, with the exception of like virgins, incentives, that kind of thing. Let us know which cover you're looking for, and we'll let you know the price. All right, also from last week, Barbarella, Volume 3, number 2. And then we had Johnny Quest, number 4. And we had Space Ghost, number 7.
The folks in the Hanah Barbera Facebook group love these books. That half the time that group is old people complaining about no new content. And I was like, I felt the one moderator is like, dude, you're like a savior for this group. Most of these old guys had no idea Dynamite was doing this now, nor did they know that DC did this like 6-ish years ago with Future Quest. And I was like, yeah, go look at all that stuff.
All right, so this week's books were released on Wednesday. All right, so first up, we have Thundercats number 10, cover A by David Nakayama. All right. Then we got cover B by Lucio Perillo. Then we have cover C by Declan Shalvey.
I saw someone mention it. Oh, there it is, right there, Steve Vendetta. I thought I saw that before, and then I didn't know if it's that my mind living in the world of pro wrestling. I saw that. The last time we were in Austin, we ate at a place that was Luigi Primo approved around the corner from our hotel. They sold tickets for the local promotion there, and basically he goes and he tries their pizza, and his whole gimmick is super entertaining, but apparently he goes around the local joints to help them out. And if he likes the pizza, he's like, I love this pizza. They sell the tickets. I would love to see more wrestlers do that stuff.
All right.
Wrestlers running around eating would be a great sort of secondary revenue stream for them on social media with food.
All right, cover D by Jay Lee and June Chung. Then we have cover E by Raza.
Wow.
Then we have cover F. It is a foil by Lucio Perillo for $9.99. Then we have cover G, the foil Virgin by Lucio Perillo for $29.99. And then we have cover I, the limited version David Nakayama cover for $50.
Marcus, I think I'm collecting dude's elderly translator. A lot of these guys in this group are older than me, and I'm literally like 3 years younger than Moses. So
then we have cover R, the action figure by Drew Moss.
There's not too much more I love in modern comics variants than action figure covers.
And then we have cover S by Drew Moss. All right, so then we got Powerpuff Girls number 5, cover A by Paulina Ganicho.
Yeah, see, Eddie just said it right there, too. Eddie said he grew up in Michigan. There's nothing but farms and trees for 30 miles in every direction.
Yeah. All right, cover B by Kenya Danino. Then we have cover C by Ted Brandt and Rose Stein. Okay, Mr. Nope, you're claiming cover N, cover R and F.
Yeah, I love this Powerpuff Girls cover. The Dr. Manhattan reference. This is hilarious.
I was going to say the Dr. Manhattan reference here. And this is another thing we were talking about nostalgia. How many people foresaw Powerpuff Girls coming?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was on a lot of bingo lists for last year.
All right, then we got cover C by Ted Brandt, Rose Stein. And then cover D by Pasquale Colano.
Speaking of Powerpuff Girls, look at this amazing Superman 1 homage cover on what happens to be today, the 26th anniversary of Powerpuff Girls. So celebrate 26 years of Powerpuff Girls with yeah!
All right, and then finally cover E, the 110 by Ken Hazer. And this one we have for 10. All right, there we go.
I really like that cover by Ken. It's very cool.
What's that?
That cover by Ken is very cool.
All right, so let's see.
I mean, look at that.
So the giveaway, give everybody the last chance. The giveaway is Iron Man number 139. All right, if you haven't put the hashtag in, it's EXP Monday, lowercase, all lowercase. Edward, who knows? I don't keep track anymore.
There's probably an app for that. HR has one.
Right? Nope.
Nice.
Nice.
I just Ken is dialed in on this stuff now in a way where he's sort of like locked in. Like, I mean, how many times has he done the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle homage cover?
Right.
Everyone loves them. You're like, oh, he won't do that again. Of course he will. Because everyone loves Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Round guy, agree. Totally agree. Actually, I tried to poison my daughter's mind about Barney because I hated that show so much. I told her Barney is evil.
As we
All right.
speak. As we speak, Nick is negotiating to get the rights to new Barney comics. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true. That's not true.
All right, so
2025 from
all
Dynamite
right,
Comics.
Has everyone got the hashtag in? We're gonna spin the wheel in a sec. I'm gonna assume yes. Yes, there is a comment section giveaway. The winner, that's always at the beginning. The winner this week was Stevie B. And he won Cherish number 4. So to remind everyone, after the show's over, leave a comment in the comment section. We do a second drawing based on the number of comments. Like I tell you, there are usually less comments than people who enter the hashtag during the show. So your odds are probably better. Helps our algorithm, and it's always fun. Give another book away. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and spin that wheel, Jay. Here we go. All right. And
Good luck, everybody.
We
See,
need that
Edward.
Price is Right noise.
Yeah, right. Round
Hey,
guys.
round guy.
Congrats, round guy. All right. So
Thanks for popping in, Eddie.
now Robbie is going to be reviewing Back to the Future 2 tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern on his channel. The link is in the chat right there. You want to check it out, PCP Movie Night. All right. Jay, what do we have coming up on the EXP?
Yeah, so naturally, after you watch the Back to the Future 2 PCP movie review, where you're going to learn why hoverboards don't work on water, come back at 11 Eastern, 10 Central for Best Coast Comics. They're going to be doing a Heroes for Heroes recap, and if you missed out on it,
It would be helpful if you did. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Jay.
if you missed it, what it was is Heroes for Heroes in conjunction with Mission 22, which supports our veterans with mental health issues and other things we can't talk about on YouTube because YouTube doesn't like it. But they had an auction. It was like 11 hours long. Our very own CJ had a Blade CCA that was auctioned off. So congratulations to him. So they're going to do like a recap.
That's what they were talking about earlier in the show.
Yeah, they're going to do a recap of that. And as you see from the thumbnail, they're going to have a special guest cosplayer, Madam Blaster.
All right, so Ron Guy, if you're passing on the giveaway, you have the option of who you want to give it to.
We have
So, go
special
ahead.
guest cosplayer Alex right here, and right now I am cosplaying as the Backer Kit guy. Here you go, guys. We've got 2 of the, there's the third, Stray Dogs plushies. That's right, out of the pages of Image Comics Stray Dogs. Look at these amazing plush dolls. They're so pretty. They're so cute. Their plush dolls are amazing, and they are available now through the Backer Kit link, which I will go post. So if you guys have a chance, just take a quick look. We just
already posted it.
Oh, awesome. We just added 3 new add-ons, original art. We just added add-ons of original art, so check them out. It's going to be amazing. Thanks.
All right, Round Guy. You can definitely pick. All right, Steve Vendetta. Are you good with that, Round Guy? Because I'm jotting Steve Vendetta in.
You want to make him fight for it?
Please remember to fill out the form, though.
Yes,
Please fill out the form.
Make them fight for it like it's Cobra Kai and the Sekai Tekai. What are you doing?
So it really helps with the invoicing on this end. So if you could fill out the form. Caleb, thanks for joining us. Be sure to fill out the form because I'm not sure if you placed a claim with us in the past. I don't think so. So we have no record of your email. So really important. Other than that, make sure to check Robbie's channel out, Pop Culture Philosophers. The link was further up in the chat. Back to Future 2.
Great movie. Going to be a great discussion.
Not as much as 1 and 3, but I love that.
Don't
that
forget
movie
to check out, our subscriber streamer contributions. You got Triple B's show.
Triple B.
You got Castle's Corner.
Castle's Corner. Definitely.
Jay, who's probably too humble and really has to dial it up if he wants to get over more. Hydrosylum. There's a whole sort of Hydrosylum thing there. I'm not going to try to summarize it in 30 seconds, but go take a look at what they're doing. It's
Yeah,
cool.
check out TJ. I did see your email. I didn't really. I kind of
skimmed it, so I didn't really look at it. But I will do so tomorrow, buddy. So Triple B, especially since he picked up 4 of the 10 packs tonight. So I imagine that's going to be part of his unboxing on his show. So you definitely want to check that out.
The 3-hour special while we watch him live.
We will encase it in amber so you can't get it out.
I need like David Blaine to help him get these things out of the box.
David Blaine. Other than that, we'll be back Wednesday. Robbie, you got anything else coming up this week, or?
No, just the weekly comic book review, the normal thing, but just geared up for the Back to the Future trilogy right now.
Cool.
Very cool.
So
thanks everybody for joining us. Jay, thanks for kind of pushing all the buttons and stuff.
Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, John.
Always a good time, man.
I hate to disrupt your retirement days, but whatever.
What you're gonna have to get a nap in so you can make that 30-minute drive down to Polizzi's for Detroit style pizza.
Look who's talking, a retired guy. All right, so thank you, everyone. Appreciate you. Peace.
Have a good week, everybody.
See you Wednesday.
Join the party. Head over to our Linktree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.